Hello, John and Roz. We had some comments at our happy hour last night. You might want to fill us in. I want to give it to the council.
Yeah, Bill, I feel the council really need to hear this because it wasn't just last night, but over the last fortnight we've been here at Townsville. Every person we have spoken to has found they've had so much trouble getting information. And the problem being that the one on the Bruce is on the wrong side and people with caravans aren't prepared to turn across the highway. The one in town is virtually impossible to get there, even with a car, let alone a caravan, and they are moving on because they cannot get the information. And the problem, it's not just one or two people. We've counted a dozen in the last fortnight that have said the same thing, and they're all different individuals, so you would have to listen to them. And if Townsville is so concerned about future employment of the unemployed, they've got to listen, because if they don't listen, they are missing out on millions of dollars each year. They talk about international tourists, but by jingo, the grey nomad, he brings more money into a town than you realise. I mean, Roz and I, on our impulse buying, we will impulse buy when you're on holidays, but when you're not on holidays, you're too busy working. So the idea is, you come on holidays, you spend your money. Now, if Townsville cannot attract those grey nomads to spend their money here, they spend it at Cairns, they spend it up at Tablelands, and they're losing out. And why, oh why? Townsville has got that much to offer if you really look. We're lucky, we've been here a few years, on and off. We come up every winter to miss the cold down in Victoria. We know about Townsville, but to get that information, unless we tell the others at happy hour, which is the only way they're getting the information, it's very hard because you can't please everybody. The information centre, one chap to me said last night, he said, we tried to find a caravan park and we were sent up to Ross River, he said, and when we got there it was closed. And it was only by chance that he got on Wikicamps that he found this park, and he said, why wasn't I told about it? It's one of the best parks he's been to, one of the best happy hours. Now, you're doing your bit by promoting Townsville, but you need backup from the council. And if the council cannot see this, surely they should come out to the caravan parks and talk with the grey nomads, even get a questionnaire and ask how much they spend. I mean, this is a thing. We spend big money here every year. Last year, for example, I guarantee we spent nearly just on $900 or $1,000, and that was on impulse buying. That wasn't on our food and everything else that we need, and petrol and diesel, etc. That was solely on impulse buying. And this year we've started again, and you can agree to that, Ros, because you're always wagging your finger at me. But the council have got to realise this. We are here with money in our pockets, and you're lucky that we have come here because we love Townsville. And this is why I'm concerned too, because I really care about Townsville. But surely people with any brains would see you have to stop the grey nomads, because 90% of them are heading straight up to Cairns and they go across to the Northern Territory. They don't come back down. No use putting one on the other side of Townsville, because they've already left the place. They're not going to do a U-turn.
Those people that complained at happy hour were complimenting how good it was at Bowen.
That's right.
Coming into the big mango where there was lots of room to pull off with your caravan.
Exactly.
Yep. Get some friendly information from locals.
Yep.
And Townsville's just missing out.
Are they ever?
And it's a shame that like all the caravan parks that are here in Townsville are paying their rates. And what are they getting back from the council?
Well, especially when you see the Tourist Information Centre is sending people to a free camp.
Yes.
I feel sorry for yourself, Bill, and all the others that run their businesses. Surely your rates help pay for that tourism area, and if they cannot put people in the right direction and give you a little bit of income back from the rates you pay, I mean, that's future. And you employ people to work in the park. It's not as though it's just you solely. You're creating an employment. And the more grey nomads that stop here, the better Townsville's going to be. And I mean, they can have all these highfalutin things of so many international tourists come in and all that. How long do they stay? We stay at least 4 to 5 months, and we're spending money all that time. You've got to eat. You've got to enjoy life. Or we might drop dead in the next fortnight. So you've got to enjoy things. And surely the council has enough nous to look at this and say, hang on a minute, if this silly old bugger here can spend about $800 to $900 a year here, you times that. If you count the caravans going up the highway, it'll at least be 100 a day. Now, if you could direct those 100 into Townsville, by jingo, that is a lot of money.
That's right.
And I mean, surely with a bit of common sense, the grey nomad would bring in more money than international tourists.
Yep, definitely.
Okay, well thanks John, that's a great summation of the situation. I'll pass it on to councillors, and hopefully this new council we've got in place will have more vision than the previous one.
And they might
Well, I hope so,
they
Bill,
might
because
come out and visit some of the parks to find out what people are thinking
They'd
too.
be most welcome.
Yep,
Yeah.
definitely.
Thank you.
no worries.